Alright, all. Well, so tonight, or today, I would like to discuss pranayama yoga. So pranayama, I don't know how to dissect that word for meaning, and because I'm not fluent in Hindi nor Sanskrit. I believe it's a Sanskrit word. You know that either pratna or yama refers to breath. I believe it is pratna. Pratna is translated as breath. And that's what I'm describing are breathing practices, such that you can do all kinds of stuff. Maintain enlightenment? Hell yeah. So that's kind of, I apologize, guys, for those of you who are trying to reach enlightenment. I kind of outpaced you a little there, sorry. So now I'm talking about practices to maintain enlightenment. Okay. These are breathwork practices. Let's start with one. Yeah. First breathwork practice is to, instead of taking deep breaths or even regular breaths, practice taking shallow breaths. So shallow breathing is a technique for decreasing the amount of emotion that you're experiencing. When you breathe deeply, you connect deeply to your emotions. And especially when you breathe into your belly. When you breathe into your belly, you're often connecting to emotions surrounding power and the issues with and regarding power. But it can empower you too. Deep breathing into your belly can empower you. So it's a way of alleviating anxiety, because once you've taken a couple good belly breaths, you're actually more powerful than you were before having taken those breaths. In addition, so the shallow breathing, it will decrease emotion across the board. So if you're experiencing joy or ecstasy, you shallow breathe, and unfortunately that's diminished. And sadness can be diminished breathing shallowly. Any emotion whatsoever can be diminished by breathing shallow instead of breathing deeply. Most people, when they do breathe, they balance the amount of air that they take into their belly with the amount of air they take into their chest. And so that's normal, right? Okay. And so characteristic of belly breathing is always going to be this power focus. Characteristic of chest breathing is going to be a heart-centered focus. So you'll be more heart-centered when you breathe into your chest. So, just a second. There's somebody who's leaving a very annoying fucking message on my answer machine, and they need to get the fuck off it. You're really fucking annoying, you woman. Whoever the fuck you are on that answer machine, step the fuck off. Very good. She's gone. As I was saying. So the chest breathing, you know that you're breathing into your chest when your shoulders rise and fall with every breath. So if I breathe in my chest here, there it is. Exhale, the shoulders fall. Inhale, the shoulders rise. Exhale, the shoulders fall. When you're breathing into your belly, you want the belly button to extend and all the musculature in the belly to relax on the inhale. So on the inhale, the best way to practice is put your hand on your belly. On the inhale, the belly pops out. On the exhale, you try to get the belly button to touch the spine. On the inhale, the belly comes out. On the exhale, try to get that belly button to touch your spine. This is an ancient practice in the martial arts, probably around for several thousands of years. It's also part of the East Indian pranayama practices. Okay, so now we get a little more sophisticated. I want to talk to you about raising Kundalini energy. So in order to access the chakras below the diaphragm, 2 and 1, in addition to 0, -1, and -2, you need to actually strike the diaphragm with breath. Okay? You want to imagine the diaphragm as being a drum, and you take deep breaths either into your belly or into your chest, And then you hit the diaphragm with that air. And I'll demonstrate. This is actually a Reichian breathwork practice. So, inhale into the belly, into the chest. Ha! Again, into the belly, into the chest. Ha! That takes some practice to be able to get the air that you've inhaled into your lungs and the musculature involved in inhaling into your lungs and into your belly to then kind of rise and fall. And all, so it's like a relaxation and then a tension. And the tension starts here and it ends there on the diaphragm. All right, so you're hitting that diaphragm like you would be beating a drum on every exhale. Ha! Hit that diaphragm. That will actually activate the second and first chakra, or the sex center and the survival center. And the easiest way, think about them as centers of consciousness, or almost states of consciousness. So if you're in your first chakra exclusively, then you're fucking vigilant, man. And you're only concerned with survival, man. You're looking over, whoa, what the fuck? You know? Straight up. Or kicking ass. But you're survival based if you're exclusively in your first chakra. That's how you think about chakras. Okay. So that's actually a tantric exercise. It's a pranayama, so a yoga, but this is a tantric yoga. So we're talking the deep south of India. We're looking at Kerala, and we're looking at, you go down there and you row it's a tropical paradise, deep rivers that run inland, and you jump on a boat and row inland, and there's tribes out there. Tribes practicing the matriarchal spiritual practice of Tantra. The priests meditate in houses made of skulls. And their primary spiritual practice is sex. So, and they go really far over in India, in these West Indian villages. So they take sex and spirituality to the extreme, where they gather, the village gathers in circles of 16 men and women, coupled. And then they actually rotate partners, if you can believe it. They rotate partners such that their ego, which is invested in the primary relationship, right? Their marriage with their lover, poof, is destroyed. Because good luck hanging on to your fucking angry, enraged ego watching some guy make love to your wife. It's not gonna fucking happen, okay? So that's how powerful and potent and serious these East Indians take their spiritual sexual practices. But that's an aside. Back to the pranayama breath work. So I've given you 3 practices so far. Oh yes. So the 4th practice, this is the more recent wisdom I'm coming into, something I've developed in the last 3 weeks. So it's more of a kriya, right? And a kriya is distinct from an asana or a practice, because a kriya follows the energy in the room. Okay, a kriya is a yogi's response, or yogini's response to the energy in the room. Instead of being something that they've thought up, this would be nice to do. Oh, I'll do that sometime in the future. I'm doing it now. An asana, a mudra, say. A kriya is, oh shit, I feel like shit. So I do the okay mudra, which inspires happiness in the body. And then I can let go when I'm no longer sad. Okay, back to pranayama breathwork. So, it's I would say there is a lot of breath holding upon exhalation, I've noticed, and in response to the environment. And there is a lot of shallow breathing in response to the environment. And then there's a practice as well. So that's the sum total of the pranayama sesshin, and now I'll wrap it up with a little more Tantra, but less breathwork. So, yeah, the Tantra practice that I've been doing here last 3 weeks has been one in which, you're opening the second chakra via force. And when I say force, I do mean force. You're manipulating or adjusting the musculature of the body to open the chakra. And how you do that is basically you go and take a piss. Okay. For the guys, I don't know how to do it for a woman because I'm not a woman. So for guys, you go and take a piss, and then you come back and you try to take that piss that you can't take because you already took your piss. Okay. And maintain that. All right. So then hold your breath and push and maintain a constant open pressure of pissing out. Do it for as long as you can hold your breath. All right, now you've got to open second chakra, my friend. Practice it frequently. You can do the same thing with the first chakra. And these two chakras are often neglected by Americans in particular, but people around the world who are involved in a society of one form or another neglect their first and second chakras because they're not exactly the cooperative chakras, let's face it. And so governments try to back you the fuck out of them so that you can participate in society in a way that's conducive to the well-being of all, as opposed to just people locked down in their survival and sex centers, right? The aim is to have all chakras open all the time. Keep that in mind. Okay. So the first chakra can be manipulated or stimulated in the same way. The anus sphincter needs to open. But it doesn't, it just needs to open, and then you need to hold it open. Hold your breath, relax the sphincter, and keep the musculature constant. Constant relaxation, not tightening or loosening, but constant. This will get you in the mindset that you need to be in to have sex for 5 hours, motherfuckers. All right? Because both those practices can also be used to postpone orgasm for men. The video's getting a little long, guys. Glad I could share with you what it is I know as a spiritual psychologist or spiritual psychotherapist. Peace be with y'all. Bye for now.